this time around. We're talking about the Dragonite Stun, 2 BKB piercing abilities with Lasso and Fiend's Grip, so I feel like it's a pretty good Phoenix game when we talk about that one. In terms of the laning stage, Monkey plus Vorlock, they shifted Dead Prophet to the mid lane. Nothing to say against Batrider from BZM. Batrider does consume a lot of mana, like he needs to get stuff done early on. Looking at potential rotations, that could be rotation from Taiga and extra slow with the dive on Dead Prophet. They might be able to burst her down. I want to see like how this matchup is going to work out in the end.
Misha trying to set up on Jin-Q. Y takes the Nightmare off him, so gets the Tiny out of danger. And Nothing to Say has already scouted up onto Radiant High Ground, and I think they've got a very good idea of where this OG Observer Ward is. They were pinging out where it could potentially be. In fact, OG are the ones to place a sentry down, expecting the opposite. The Dire Ward is not there. They will just move back around to get the bounty runes. LGD.
Oh, Misha, he used 2 Nightmares already. This is one of the most expensive spells, level 1 in the game, 165 mana.
It's very expensive. He's got 2 mangoes left, but limited resources going into laning stage as he gets his high ground ward up there. So we watch Faith Bian and Jin-Q down bottom, Beastmaster Tiny against a PA Bane. Misha, his main job here is just going to be tank spells for Yuragi. Get that farm rate going as quickly as you can. Well, the potential for Faith Bian and Jin-Q here to get kills pretty high once they get a couple of levels under their belt.
I love Tiny Fours who start with the 3 grab, and Misha using a Nightmare trying to harass Jin-Q not very efficiently here. I would prefer if this is a brain sap, because there's going to be a lot of harassment. He needs to get in, soak up some of the damage, as you mentioned. With the Nightmare, he's not going to able to do that.
Yeah.
Has a lot of tangos, though. He started with 9 tangos, going to be sharing tangos to Phantom Assassin, who does have a healing salve, going for Ring of Health as the first item. This is one of those things where you can change things around, especially if you like get a First Blood on Phantom Assassin, then Orb of Corrosion or just Orb of Venom feels nice. But it does delay your Battle Fury timing.
Oh, 20 HP.
He's gonna go for it.
He's diving. Cutting into the trees, Jin-Q in behind tier 1, but realizes that Misha has got himself out of reach. And up top, Tiger near death as well, as Y follows him back. Has the level 1 Fatal Bonds to clear out Creep Wave, and of course do damage back to the DK. And peeking into the mid lane, BZM currently 8-2. But a dead even lane with a DP and the Batrider sharing farm.
I'm mostly looking at this bottom lane. Phantom Assassin, 5 CS, Beastmaster on 7, has a point in a boar. I don't think Phantom Assassin deals that well, especially when paired up with Bane. Once you get the level 3, we're talking about the boars versus Phantom Assassin matchup, then it's gonna get a little bit more difficult, because they have a lot of HP on those boars, and Fate Beyond is gonna put another point in it once he reaches level 3.
X, then you need a Brain Sap and a Dagger and a jump as well. Oh, Fatal Bonds, Tiger. Jingu stacks as well, but it's the bonds that will take him down. First blood for Y. It's not looking good for OG in these side lanes. Jin-Q battling with Misha as well. And like you said, Faith Bian just having a completely free time down here under no pressure whatsoever. Even has the magic stick. Both of them, in fact, to deal with that dagger and the damage. Has Nothing to Say. Oh, TP's back to his tier 1. Firefly with a napalm on him, it's a scary prospect.
It is. Nothing to Say adjusting his item build, going for the Magic Wand and Boots of Speed, then going for Bottle. We see a rotation.
Tiger's in, diving forward. Flame Break, pushing Nothing to Say back, and a sticky napalm charge is on him. We're going to find the kill.
That's a big one. Good rotation from Taiga, understanding that if they kill Dead Prophet, she will need to walk back to the lane. And also, he's going for the rune. BZM wants to pick up a 3-minute bounty rune.
Over on the Dire side, stealing it away from LGD. Yuragi and Misha turned on by Faith Bian. Nightmare is there, but the Bane just getting tagged up by the axes of the Beastmaster, and it looks like Jin-Q is all right as Yuragi had the Nightmare put back on him.
Also, the thing about Beastmaster against Phantom Assassin matchup is if you're trying to go for the boars, if you try to kill him, that means you're committing with your daggers, which is free mana for the enemy team, especially heroes who do consume a lot of mana in the laning stage, like Beastmaster and this Tiny.
And it also means it's less damage on your opponents, right? You're not trading
Yes.
regen with them, you're giving them regen. Wise doing a pretty good job here keeping Amar at bay, but now he's at level 3.
1.3k gold already spent by Bane for consumables.
DK stunning back on the monkey, halting their progress forwards. Jin Q very low, pops a fairy fire very early, avalanche there on the 2. Faith Bian will keep on whacking the PA as they try to bring Yuragi down, but it's OG that claim the kill first. Body blocks Misha, doesn't quite get in front of Faith Bian well enough. Oh, the blur, the evasion, but the kill is there for the Beastmaster in the end.
Faith Bian Beastmaster, was always something that teams were afraid of. He's level 5.5, 4 minutes at 40 seconds, so it's gonna be very difficult. We're talking about the Helm of the Dominator 5-6 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And their heroes, they don't deal well with the creeps. Like maybe Batrider can kill it, but he needs to commit with the Firefly. So that's gonna be very difficult. Allowing Fate Beyond to off to a good start might be a bit too tricky. And now we see these 2 boards that he has in the lane. They can't deal with it. Misha constantly low on mana.
Yeah, so is that the reason Yuragi here, you know, Ring of Health, the Band of Elven Skin, you mentioned the Orb of Corrosion, it can be a little bit weird,
you can't
right?
afford to go for Orb of Corrosion. You can get it on Phantom Assassin.
If you're winning.
Yes, if you're like off to a really good start and then you're snowballing. Otherwise, it's a 1,000 gold commitment delaying your Battle Fury, so most of the time you don't want to go for it. And
it doesn't help you jungle really either. You need a bit of regen, you need more damage. Orb of Corrosion, more of a laning item. As wide, tracked back by Tiger's Phoenix. He's got Shadow Word and he'll be under tier 1 soon. Gets through the damage over time. They are there. They're eyeing up this DP mid though. Look at Misha arriving as well. Both supports coming in towards mid, and LGD are looking to try and defend the DP as best they can.
Batrider just hit level 7, has 1 level advantage on that Prophet, saving a point for potential lasso play.
With everyone in the mid lane, it leaves these side lanes a little more open. Wise got clarity himself, not going to traverse back to base just yet. BZM making the move bottom, jump in from Yuragi, flame break, pushes Faith Beyond back, doesn't get the roar out, so the lasso is gonna stun him up, but finally stuns back into them. They didn't get the finish. Jin Q, and nothing to say now, looking to play aggressively. But it feels like a bit of a failed rotation from the Death Prophet.
Getting that roar off, not enough control. Had 10 stick charges, gets roar, extra move speed, gets out of the trouble, and has a full helm coming next to him. Nothing to say. Now with the exorcism, this is a dead tower because they used everything. They used Batrider, Phantom Assassin is pushed out of the lane. Bane doesn't provide you with much.
Oh, you're right. They've got catapult wave there. Hit away at that tower. He's not using Exo.
Still holding on to Exo. I think that's pretty smart because they can skip the wave, kill the tower, and potentially use that Exo to go to the mid lane. And Beastmaster will take over the bottom.
That's very clever. They'll glyph it up, OG, but Faith Bian arrives back here. Jin Q looks like he's going to TP back across with Y to defend the mid lane as well. So a free tier 1 objective claimed by LGD very early on.
This is what you call objective-based gaming, right?
Yeah, absolutely is. I've lost sight of the Monkey King for a little bit now. Arme has dipped into the jungle.
Arme going for a different item build, what we usually see when he plays Monkey King. Seems like Battle Fury would be a bit too slow, and he's thinking about, Dragonite has a high armor. I need that extra magic damage. I'll hold that thought.
Man, they toss the bat into the monkey. I don't know if Arme's going to be happy about that. Goes for the TP, doesn't get cancelled. Now nothing to say with the XO, but the Nightmare holds him back, transferred to Tiny, and the DP will kill off Tiger. BZM fireflies away from these LGD heroes, and he will get out of the reach of Faith Bian, who was sliding into that aggressive position. But straight onto the tier 1.
Yeah, pretty similar to what happened in game 1, where they brought extra people. Faith Bian was moving to the mid lane with Nature's Prophet, and now doing the same thing. Exo still up and running. This is going to be a tower, Helm of the Dominator. We mentioned it. Like, they don't have heroes that deal well with it, so 2 towers already gone. And to go back to my point about the Ahmed's itemization, Maelstrom pierces through evasion every single time it procs.
Oh.
So, like, double the value. You're playing against Dragonite, high armor. Amar on the top lane didn't talk about him doing Amar stuff, farming up until he reaches a critical point. And yeah, look at the item build, thinking about going that Octarine, like Ether Lens, Mantis style type of a build. Oh,
nice deny.
Q gets the deny.
Amar can't stun him as the TP's out. And BZM very focused on clearing out the stacks that OG have made for themselves in their own triangle, so a lot of money will be coming in towards the Bat Rider there. Yeah, Phoenix and the Bat making 7 stacks between them. Ancients and that large camp, so a nice influx of money there will get him the boots of travel and 3 neutral items, 4 neutral items, every neutral item for the Bat Rider.
Let's see, does he want to use Trusty Shovel, dig stuff out? Way too many items, not gonna try to refill his bottle.
So many options. DP. Mainly lane creeps, about 2,000. Buildings, of course, picking up. Neutral's one of the main focuses from the Bat there. But OG trying to carve themselves a bit of the map. Top lane Amar will sit there after that tier 1's down, and PA can start that kind of meandering move up towards the triangle and that top lane. Now that the Bat Rider has had his piece of the pie, got his bots.
They
10
might
minutes.
have been scouted by the Hawk.
The smoke
This
pops.
smoke.
Level 5Y doesn't have the golem, but upheaval, slowing Bat Rider down to a crawl.
Pretending that he's level 6, being there, bought the tome.
The threat of the non-existent golem.
I mean, you can check the levels, but yeah, you might be afraid that he might use the courier, bring the tome, turn the fight around. Y is gonna bring the tome, so he's gonna be level 6 after using it. 2 supports on OG also need to get level 6. Both of those very level dependent.
They're just planting themselves, stopping any movement into that bot jungle, while Jin Q found by the 3 of OG. BZM the one to take the final hit. As Yuragi and Tiger holding onto that mid lane, but you can feel this coming, the wave of pressure, it's almost ready to break. Nothing to say, Y and Faith Beyond.
This sentry near tier 2 tower on the mid lane, this is something that PSG.LGD, that they have been abusing quite a lot, planting Observer Ward behind the tower and also keeping it for a little later. So this sentry ward seems like OG already made an adjustment.
Yeah,
because it does provide you with a lot of like vision in terms of whether they want to smoke, who's showing on the lanes, and also does allow you to play and go for easy pickoffs.
Yeah, it sees the Hawks as well. Beastmaster giving the vision, sending Hawks all over the place. We can see that sitting just on the triangle. Scouts BZM. That's what LGD want to angle towards. GQ from the south side. The rest of them swarming up the ramp. Staircase. And GQ will toss back the Bane. Exorcism comes out of nothing to say. And yeah, they want to clear through this triangle and make sure they steal away gold from OG. And they don't want to fight. OG want to keep this PA safely farming back in these deeper pockets, hidden away from LGD. So that for quite some time going to be without one of their heroes. You know, a lot of 4v5 fights incoming.
This is a big chunk of gold for PSG.LGD. Commitment in terms of using EXO. Will not have it for 2 minutes, but yeah, big stacks being taken.
That pushes the DP closer and closer to this BKB rush. Treads Wand, of course, has the bottle, the Windlace, a few little stopgap items there to build up towards that massive team fight ability with the BKB. Monkey King doing a similar thing, right? You mentioned that Maelstrom. There's the timing on it. 46 seconds faster than the patch fastest. That's not average, that is fastest.
That actually is the fastest. It says new record.
I should read the top thing first.
Yeah, absolutely, because this is a farming tool for Monkey King. And also, like when I talk about the carry to carry, how they match up against each other. Monkey King having extra armor. Oh, this is a big pick-off if they can get it.
Can they start it off? No, Misha too far away. And the smoke from the rest of LGD. Oh, they see Tiger. Nice avalanche. Stops him mid-dive. The toss is there and a kill on the Phoenix. A nice pick by LGD. Unfortunately, not much they can do in terms of objectives, bot or mid. They've already got the towers, but they'll put them in good stead to maybe get some of these wards replaced, as they were dewarded by this mass amount of sentries from OG. Arme looking to solo BZM with the Wukongs and Boundless, dropping him to below half.
A bit difficult. They needed to use Rock inside Wukongs to be able to get that kill. Extra lockdown, couple of hits from the Golem, but why a bit too far away. And to go back to like carry, like Ame is gonna be fight ready in the next 2-3 minutes, while Phantom Assassin still needs to farm up Battle Fury into BKB. And look at where Ame was. This is his pattern on the top lane, and now switching back to bottom lane after Beastmaster took the tower.
Yeah, it's primarily lane creeps, right? Arme has been safe. No real threat from him. He's been in the lane while we saw that PA get kicked out of her bot lane quite early and had to move into that jungle. A massive gap, right? 900 gold difference in the lane creeps. Monkey King, of course, having a lot of farm on the neutrals and ancients. He's 7.4k. Having a perfect game so far. Q getting jumped.
He stunned the creep, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Amar, uncharacteristic mistake, getting tossed around inside the upheaval. Roar comes out from Faith Beyond as they want to try and focus the Bane at the same time. Flame Break and the Nightmare. Golem dropped. Kill off Amar. Why? Not messing around, just the big old cooldown ulti. Straight for that Dragon Knight. I can help them push, of course.
I think they're going to go roach with it, because they have Golem to tank it, they have Exo running, and teamfight from OG is pretty mediocre at the moment. Like, they have Phoenix Egg, they have Fiend's Grip, they haven't used those abilities since they got it. So 5 minutes without 2 supports being able to use their ultis, and they're not going to contest this.
Yeah, and if you have one hero dead, we know that the PA doesn't want to join just yet. So OG is still, you know, a 3v5 in effect. And an easy Roshan for LGD, grabbed up by Arme, and you were saying he's going to be fight ready soon. This makes him even more bold to be able to jump in to these team fights, use that Wukongs aggressively.
Next Exorcism, it's going to be level 2, so that means 16 spirits instead of 8. And you'll also have Monkey King with Aegis and the BKB. So their timing is going to be pretty big. You're also going to have BKB on Dead Prophet. So they're going to feel very comfortable coming into the fight. Shin-Q, the bounce back with the Tumbler's Toy, actually manages to get out of trouble.
Upheaval's so good against heroes like Batrider.
Oh yes, well, this is why is maxing it out. He knows, he's an experienced Warlock player, one of the best ones, put only 2 points into Shadow Word, maxed out Upheaval, and now going for the Fatal Bonds.
And Batrider, one of those heroes that wants to keep chasing people. You can't do that when you're turned into a slug. Trying to play top now with Amar showing on the wave, BZM being a little bit sneakier, but there is dire vision up there that will spot their moves. LGD going to use that information, come down and farm very efficiently through mid down towards bottom lane. They are protecting Arme by having their bodies in this bottom jungle, very forward. So if OG wanted to smoke and try and catch the Monkey King, who would be one of their primary targets, you know, even though he has Aegis, you could think about killing him twice with Grip and Lasso. You've got to break through the barrier of why Faith Bian and Jin-Q up front.
Team fights are going to be very difficult for OG, because we're talking about Exo, Beastmaster Roar, vision provided from the Hawk, so Vayne doesn't get to play the game. You know that he's going to get stunned. Initiation from the Batrider also going to be very limited. We're talking about Boots of Travel, BKB, no Blink Dagger yet. Jin-Q thinking about going in. This Tumbler's Toy, a lot of value. Did manage to get a couple of early kills with it.
I love the noise it makes as well, a little spring boing. Wonderful sound effects from the Tumbler's Toy. Well, there's the tier 2, unlocking the outpost for LGD. They're all grouped up as if they want to smoke. Looks like a hard hit in towards the triangle. I see Uragi, the Phantom Assassin, not the one they're going for though, tossing Misha around, focusing the Bane rather. Let Uragi get out of there.
A bit premature Exorcism there. Maybe they thought they're gonna commit. I don't see any vision. They maybe caught Batrider coming in from the outpost, and yeah, they're pinging it out. Because there's not going to be anything done with this Exo. We'll need to wait 2 minutes. Looking at the items on side of PSG.LGD, loving the Lincoln Sphere. On Monkey King, you're playing into Bane, instant stun from a Dragon Knight, Lasso as well. And also nothing to say. Getting some extra armor, going for that Lotus Orb. Like just a casual plate mail against Phantom Assassin, and then...
He's jumped the Tiny, but Arme with the Boundless and the Wukong, they're in on Tiger, dive away. He's got the Supernova to come into play. They've killed off Jinkyu, and Arme is on the run with his BKB up. They need to bail away from that egg. As Tiger dives in again, the blink back by Amar, focusing nothing to say, the Death Prophet. Cleave through by the PA and Misha's Bane as OG. They'll take the Monkey's Aegis. Y and Faith Bian were far too distant from this fight. They need to protect the Monkey King.
He needs to roar.
He's gripped up and there's no saving him. Boundless Strike won't do a damn thing, and the Monkey King, he's dropped. They'll turn on the PA, the Dragon whacking into Uragi, but he jumps across to the right. OG, they'll lose their carry, but they get so much out of this trade. Jinkyu with the Avatos. They want Tiger, but another dive away. Keeps himself healed and topped up, while Y and Jinkyu are trapped down in this bottom jungle now. They don't belong here.
Jinkyu thinking about going in one more time, has combo ready, will scout him out.
He wants Tiger and he'll get him. Amar is fatal bonded, so these blinks are being constantly cancelled out. They can't make any further jumps, need to TP home.
Y was not in vicinity to be able to drop the rock immediately. Also, a bit of a mistake there from Ame, using a BKB before Aegis ran out, so he respawns, doesn't have anything, and they slow him down. A couple of sticking up palm charges, bounced him back, and yeah, control coming out from the Dragon Knight. There was no EXO in that fight, because I mentioned it, like a bit premature usage there. And they got the kill on Bane only, so yeah, let's see that fight one more time. A good egg coming out from Taiga where no one wanted to commit. Like, they need a Beastmaster to be close, and then maybe Mike can go and help out. Otherwise, I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, a really good initiation from OG. You know, finding the Tiny first, making sure that LGD aren't the ones getting the jump. Perfect execution gives them that chance to take the Aegis and momentum and the wind out of the wings of LGD. But we will have some big teamfight ultis coming up. You know, Roar is ready, Exo's ready. They won't have the Golem, but Fatal Bonds might be enough. Oh, Amar, so quick.
Nicely done, good reactions. Amar was changing his item belt, thinking whether he needs a Force Staff, but gonna go for Ether Lens. Bigger cast range on the Dragon Tail. And yeah, well, you turn that into Octarine Core. You know that Amar, he loves to play greedy. He loves to play for the late game. Then you get Manta, Octarine, Aghanim Scepter. Still, it's a lot of time. We're talking about 40, 45 minutes into the game. But once you get to that build, it's super powerful.
Yeah, you're looking for the synchronization with PA a little bit later on. She'll have BKB and about 1,000 gold. But even after that, she's got a lot of items to check off her list. And Amar can keep on scaling with her. That makes sense when you've got Batrider, of course, that more magic damage, utility-focused hero that Amar wants to be a secondary core alongside the Phantom Assassin. Jinkyu lands the Avalanche, gets the toss in towards the Dragon. Blur and Phantom Strike away thanks to Misha, and they roar the Bane. Uragi might be able to get out of danger here as they do use Exo. Misha being taken down by the Ghost. There we go, another combo. The toss back not coming. He's running back and forth. Uragi, he's got TP, but there's really no way out of this, is there? Jinkyu has his number, surrounded by LGD as they come back into the mid lane. Amar, he's just right-clicked down. I didn't even need a stun to stop him from TPing home.
Yeah, this is the fight that I kind of expected the PSG.LGD to go for, where like the previous execution was not as good. Oh, they almost catch Taiga.
So close.
Ame, in the end, going for Mjolnir. There's going to be a lot of procs. We're talking about Shard from Dragon Knight and also Batrider Firefly. So you know that that's going to be procking. Another record broken by Ame.
New record!
I mean, he did broke a record in the previous game with the Spirit Vessel purchase in the game 2. That didn't end up too well.
Is that a good record to break? I don't know.
This one is. This one feels much better.
Spot on timing from him. Oh yes, fantasy points. Warlock. My favorite hero, Warlock. He's been planting a lot of wards, so he's up at 16.8. Net worth down at 4.6, but a big difference between the Dire supports and the Radiant ones. You know, Tiger, yes, 6.7, but you look at this Bane and he's incredibly poor. This comes down to, like you were saying 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, that they've not been able to really latch onto people with these smoke ganks, the grips, the nightmare setups, which we've seen from OG throughout this tournament. You know, Misha's Bane has been flawless. Maybe this smoke will work out for them, though. They want to get something done.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Smoking up, expecting LGD to be around this triangle and maybe, you know, on a warding mission, but there's no one here. They're all sat around mid lane, looking to bunker down, defend tier 1. Keep Arme farming around the Ancients as they stack them up.
Batrider does have a Blink Dagger, so initiation is going to be much easier. There's going to be a follow-up onto Dragon Knight stun potentially. Lotus Orb done on Nothing to Say, and the Haste Rune.
He's using it
This is the
preemptively
best
as well.
item that they can get in this game. We're talking about Batrider, Dragon Knight stun, Bane Fiend's Grip. It's going to be very difficult, especially if they prematurely use it, as you mentioned.
LGD now, their turn to smoke. And speaking of prematurely, Exo used up, but the jump in from Jin-Q, finding the catch, the avalanche toss on DK, as he's burst down quickly by that percentage base down to the Spirit Siphon.
And Roche is up. Let's see if Y's gonna scout it out. Yes, he will. Dragon Knight has no buyback. I don't know if they can go and take a fight, because this Roshan drops so quickly. We're talking about the Beastmaster. Exorcism still running for another 15 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Ancient Black Dragon there helping out as well. Second Roche going LGD's way. And we're still waiting really to see what kind of impact Uragi can have on this Phantom Assassin. Definitely one of those kind of ninja heroes, right, that can come out 25, 30 minutes into the game and suddenly blow up a support, get that momentum going, get a couple of big items. So far, it's been very quiet from the PA, only 3.6k damage dealt. Yeah, the lowest in the game.
Needs more items, definitely. We're talking about Deso, potentially getting a shard to even have more, then getting a basher. It's a bit of a difficult game. Uragi still needs to be able to get some farm. The rest of the team will need to protect him.
But you never know when that sleeper hero is going to strike. Amar, he gets on top of Tiny. He's got Lotus Orb on him. Avalanche in, and Arme straight towards the Phoenix. Nice sleep, you're right. And then we come with a golden drop. Tiger buys back straight off the bat as the Wukong zones them away. OG in full retreat mode with Amar still stuck in the middle of an awful lot of damage.
Oh, Hawk stun.
And they tried to catch Misha. BZM on the run. Bane, no way out of there, and Nothing to Say picks up a double kill.
One thing that PSG.LGD does extremely well is playing around their heroes, just understanding who needs to stand where, not overlapping any of their abilities, and also protecting each other. Instant Lotus Orb from Nothing to Say after Dragon Knight stun, and yeah, they will go for the high ground. Still need to respect Lasso a little bit.
Oh, hello. Yeah, they know there's no BKB, don't they? PA dead. The roar on the courier. Well, he made sure it died. Lasso back, the drag Tiny in towards tier 4s. The Phoenix Sun Rank down Jin-Q. But the tier 3's dead and the racks are wide open. So LGD just looking for this structural damage. Boundless Strike off the mark, and they've got Lotus in onto Arme as well. Tiger, just a dive and a spam of the Fiery Spirit.
They could have potentially went for another tier 3 tower. If that roar connects on Batrider, they definitely get a kill. They have enough physical damage to be able to bring him down and maybe transition. A little bit of uncharacteristic mistake there from Fate Beyond.
You say mistake? He says the courier's dead for a long time.
Can we see that again? Maybe there was something on the courier that I'm not aware of.
That's what I'm curious about as well. Quickening Charm, grabbed up by the DP.
Just looking at the core items that they have queued up.
And whose was it?
It was Phantom Assassin's courier.
Okay,
so
okay.
She's going for Deso anyway.
I don't think there was anything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have the beautiful little tooltip from JJ that shows items that are on the courier. It's not there, so there was nothing on it. See there we go. Look, there's a buckler on the little donkey somewhere else for the Beastmaster. Pinging out the high ground, wanting to keep the wards going. Playing down in this bottom jungle, and Man, we see this move time and time again. Now, we know a lot of teams like to smoke from their tier 2s, but LG love to smoke from the enemy high ground ward in their jungle and make the jump and force the BKB. BZM has to play defensively while we've got Monkey King whacking away at towers, forcing the glyph out of OG. But it's high ground.
Monkey, and he does have Wukongs plus Aegis for another minute and a half. Exo still running.
Yeah.
The Spirit Vessels reducing the healing. A lot of AoE damage. Good stun.
Jinkyu's in, the 3-man silence as well. Nothing to say, diving in the lasso on the DP, but she is BKB. They put her in the fountain. What can they do against her? A lot of damage with the DK stun. They'll find nothing to say here with Uragi's jump. But in the meanwhile, it was all smoke and mirrors. A distraction ploy by LGD to bring the barracks down.
Yeah, no premature Lotus Orb this time around, but it gets the job done. They trade nothing to say for 2 barracks, 1 melee, 1 range. Another Lotus Orb on Tiny.
And OG, they need something big here to break the rhythm of this game. Uragi, they're there with Tiger, but the Monkey King hits in towards him. They've got the Raw back on the PA as well, and an avalanche toss landing onto Amar and BZM. They've taken out Tiger, and Jin Q has fallen too, but the PA is focused by this Monkey King.
Yeah, Monkey with full Scotty and Mjolnir has enough damage, and if they are controlling supports, Batrider, he knew that there was no lasso, so he could go in and, oh, another Hawk stun.
Yeah, just a couple more hits and I'll kill off Misha. Assault Cuirass delivered out to
another
Beastmaster.
Dispatch, Fade Beyond popping off on his Beastmaster. We're talking about 29 minutes Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, it's all or nothing now for OG. 2 heroes dead without buyback. Mega creeps on the horizon for LGD. Nightmare back onto Misha. Silent Star appears. Buyback is done. It's going to turn into a dieback as Armate unleashes on him. BKB's up, so the Dragon Knight can't stun him.
Aegis just expired. They need to play against Mega Creeps. This is it. We might be, thinking about getting a Divine Rapier for Phantom Assassin.
GG!
But, yeah, they're going to call it.
There is no way back.
I was thinking, Gary, maybe
Mantle
10 minutes
mantle,
in.
where's the mantle? Someone pinged a mantle of intelligence somewhere. Who's doing it?
There it is. Someone dropped it. Yeah, good performance from PSG.LGD in this game 3. All the lanes, like the lane setup that they had, Monkey